Very good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all. Myself, Vaibhav. It's looking like today is one of those days where you will have to search a lot for new trading opportunities. The US dollar has moved sharply since the start of the week. It is the base currency for many important financial instruments, thus adding to the difficulty of finding optimum entry points. Still, as traders, it's our job to remain vigilant in the market, as one can never know when the opportunities might knock on our door. I will try to present you with the key levels to watch out for in this session of market movers. Light crude oil has found buyers support closer to the levels of $65 per barrel multiple times. Whether it will be the turnaround level this time around, well, that's the question to be asked, and we will dwell on while looking at the chart formation for the light crude oil. If we look at the economic schedule for the day, there is not much significant data coming in during the North American trading hours. If we go back in time to the early hours of European trading session, there we received the ZW Economic Sentiment Index readings for the Germany individually as well as for the Euro area as a whole. On both accounts, it proved disappointing as actual print was much lower than anticipation. The Euro area the Euro area ZW Economic Sentiment Index declined to 42.7 for the month of August from 61.2 of prior month. Similarly, for Germany, the Germany's ZW Economic Sentiment Index is also lower at 40.4 compared to 63.3 a month earlier. However, on balance, the people are still optimistic in assessment of the economic situation, and some of the decline can be attributed to the high base level, which was because of the breakneck improvements in the first half of the year. For the United States, we got minor releases related to business conditions and the labor productivity. These are only confirming that US economy is still going strong and it is likely to do so in near future. Now let's shift to the technical segment. We will cover the outlook for the light crude oil and the NZDUSD. Let's start the day with the light crude oil's technical outlook. This is the daily time frame chart, and as you can observe from this chart, this is the level where the light crude had consolidated and was struggling to cross in its rally in mid-May. After it got the break, it went on to rise all the way above the $75 per barrel level. From there on, it went into a correction phase, and this is the level where it found support last time around in the last week of July. And this time around, it has again found some support. Now it is inching higher. At the moment, I think it is well above 68 USD per barrel level, and it is rising sharply. And maybe this might be the level which can provide a base for the light crude oil, and it can even stage a turnaround from these levels. All we can do is look for the key levels which we can target for the entry points, and if it doesn't really go as per our anticipation, even in that scenario we shouldn't be losing too much money. So that's our job, and I will be trying my best to live up to that. If we consider the pivot point series, we do have this first support of this month's pivot point series. It didn't really held in yesterday's session, but after this dip, the light crude oil has reversed the course and it has turned quite sharply on the higher side. Now that it is again finding some bullish momentum, I think this is the price zone which we can watch out for in today's session as well as for next couple of sessions. And only when the light crude oil seems to be holding well above this level, I think a buy trade should be taken, and not really far off from it. Rather than that, we should be trying to get involved for a long trade as close as possible to this support area. That means we have to target the price level of around $67 if we want to go in for any long trade. As I think if we get the fresh dip on the lower side, then it is more likely that crude oil will continue its current trajectory. But if it holds above this level, then that gives us more confidence to believe that after finding support last time around, this is the swing low level, which is likely to act as the near-term support this time around as well. And based on the price formation, we can look to profit from this emerging scenario. And on the higher side, we can target the price area of around prior swing high, which is there around $70 per barrel. So if we want to target the entry in today's session, as I said, this 50 SMA zone, which is there around $67, is going to be crucial, and only above the 50 SMA, we should be looking to initiate the long trade while keeping the stop loss. I think stop loss closer to or below 66.5 should be good enough. That is almost the risk of 1 percentage point or little above that. And on the higher side, we can indeed look to profit if the light crude oil goes on to rise toward this prior swing high, which is around $70. And we do have this resistance in place. The price zone of around $70 is going to be difficult for the light crude oil to cross in one go, and it might find some resistance, and it even likely to consolidate prior to any breakout on either side. So that is the opportunity for us, and we should be standing ready if we see some sort of correction, maybe in today's session or maybe in tomorrow's session, and light crude oil comes back closer to the 67 level, and after that we will have to wait for its consolidation, and only after due consolidation we can think about initiating the new trades. Now let's see what's happening in the NZDUSD. I think it's been long since we considered the trades in NZDUSD. This is the daily time frame chart, and NZDUSD has been trading in range for almost 2 months now. This time around also, this higher side resistance is pushing the NZDUSD lower. After this turnaround, this rise starting levels too close to 0.69 and rising close to 0.71, we have seen the NZDUSD given up those gains, and it looks likely that its decline might extend toward these prior consolidation lows. So we do have the possibility of NZDUSD continuing to decline more than 1 percentage point from the current levels, and that means we do have a good opportunity to profit. But of course, we have to target for the entries only closer to the support or resistance area so as to maximize our profit potential. And for that, we will have to trade cautiously, as we have seen sharp moves already in NZUSD. And after these sharp moves, I think the probability is quite high that NZUSD might go into a consolidation phase first before to before any breakout and subsequent sharp moves. We have the central pivot point, which is acting as the support for NZDUSD, and we have seen the NZDUSD holding above it for the time being. So it will be a important development if we have the fresh breakout below this central pivot point, and in that case, I think the NZDUSD's bullish momentum, which has been evident for last uh, more than 2 weeks, will be lost, and we can expect then the USD to go on to decline toward this first support of this month's pivot point series. So for us, it will be important to continue to trade with the trend, and for that, we will mostly have to rely on the lower time frame formation, as if we consider this medium term formation of the regression curve and the pivot point series, both are not exactly bearish. We have this regression curve with the inclination on the higher side, as the formation was of higher highs and higher lows, and even now we don't really have a lower low, and for that we do have to wait. I think if we get a fresh lower low, the break below the central pivot point is also going to be in place, and there we will have more reasons to believe in our assessment of the possible turn on the bearish side for NZDUSD. So if we have to take the trade in today's session, I think we will have to target the entry closer to these 50 SMA, which is there around 0.70, while keeping the stop loss just little above this prior swing high. I think a stop loss above these 100 SMA should be good enough. That means at the minimum the stop loss will have to be kept closer to 0.7030, and entry is going to be closer to this price zone of around 0.700. That means taking the risk of close to half percentage point, and to cover that risk we will have to target the entry point in such a way as to make sure that the risk reward ratio at least is 1:2 or even better than that, and we can then be fairly confident of going in for a trade in NZDUSD. So that's my take looking at the current price formation of the NZDUSD. If any of you have any query or any idea to share, you can write to me in the feedback section and I would be more than happy to take the discussion forward. Before I sign off, I would also like to remind of the risk associated with trading in the financial instrument, and one should be careful while using the information provided. For further coverage of the market developments, you can check out the Ducoscopy Analytics page. The JForex platform is at your service. If you want to start trading, you can also follow us on the Facebook. Our page is facebook.com/Ducoscopy. You can follow us there. All the links have been provided. Also, you can check it out. Thank you all for joining in. See you next time. Till then, stay safe. Goodbye.